Hi everyone, it's been quite some time since the first Fangirl Through the Looking Glass vlog. This is the second. Basically I've been trying to think about subject matter that if you'd like to see. If you have any suggestions, please just write it in the comments under this video. But today I'm basically catching up with 3 film reviews that I meant to write, just never got around to, and frankly it's much easier to speak them, to vocally review them than actually write them out. First up is Argo. Now this was the Best Picture winner at this year's Academy Awards. It actually went away with 3 Academy Awards, including for Best Editing, Best Film and Best Adapted Screenplay. And this is totally worth your while. It's a historical thriller set in the 1979 Iranian Revolution. It's a little slice of history that we haven't normally seen on film, so in that regard it's interesting in its own right, but it's the rather fascinating and bizarre true story of attempts to get American citizens out of Iran after the storming of the US Embassy. Directed by and starring Ben Affleck, Argo is an incredible experience in terms of ratcheting up the tension. The climax in particular, the big final escape, is just probably one of the most edge of your seat experiences that you will see this year. Now I definitely will 4-star Argo just for the tension, the fact that it's really exceptionally well made, and it's fascinating afterwards during the credits to actually look at comparative pictures between what has actually been recreated in the film and the real people and settings that where events took place. The second film that I'm reviewing today is also from the award season period, and that's Hitchcock, which looks basically at the making of Psycho, which is probably one of the most influential thrillers of all time, which introduced the whole idea of sensationalism and extreme violence, and gasp, even showing a toilet in a film. Now, if you've seen the trailer for Hitchcock, you probably will have had a very good, it suffers from a bad case of trailer over revelation. You will have got a very good sense of how everything will proceed. But I was actually impressed by the fact that the film actually improves as it progresses. It shapes up, initially you're thinking it's just going to be a behind-the-scenes kind of film experience, whereas it actually is more of an examination of the relationship between Hitchcock and his wife, the way that they've sort of fallen apart over the years, and it's only really when they come to get back together again and resolve their issues that they really, the film Psycho actually fell into place to become the classic phenomenon that it did. Performances in Hitchcock are universally very, very good to exceptional. Although it seems like the big showboat performance will be Anthony Hopkins as Hitchcock, it's actually Helen Mirren who is the best character, and I'm pleased to report actually had the most award contention, nominations and wins related to the film. I also actually really enjoyed Scarlett Johansson's work in the film as a young Janet Leigh, and in the end I probably could give Hitchcock a 3.5 stars out of 5. If you've never seen the movie Hitchcock, don't bother. I don't think it'll have any interest to you whatsoever, but if you are a bit of a movie buff, you're interested in that period in cinema and of seeing contemporary stars playing old figures from Hollywood, then definitely Hitchcock's worth a look. Finally, there's the new Star Trek Into Darkness, and it's just a completely breathless blockbuster. Literally, it hits the ground running and it just keeps going. And for the most part, I actually had a really good time. You can't do much thinking about it too much, but there are certainly the set-piece action sequences are very strong. Now, the plot for Star Trek Into Darkness sees Starfleet and essentially the world under threat by a former Starfleet commander who's played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and he makes an amazing villain. He's got the sophistication, he's sexy, he's menacing, he's just amazing. And once again, everyone who is returning from the first Star Trek reboot film gets a moment to shine. If I have any real complaints about Star Trek, is the fact that it actually was a little too breathless for me. I found that a lot of the time events would happen and there would be sort of no consequences for things like Kirk losing his captaincy of the Enterprise. Also, I found the ending was very, very flat. It just seemed to come out of nowhere. But I will say, for someone who is more of a next-gen Trekkie, I still really enjoyed it, even if I didn't get all of the references that were in there. And there clearly were a lot stuffed in there, referring to many years of like original Star Trek lore. So I would give Star Trek Into Darkness a 3.5 stars. And that's really it for this entry into the vlog, Fangirl vlog. I would also like to congratulate Shelley Kirby, who managed to win, well, 7 people who entered to win this copy of Arthur Christmas that we were giving away. Again, if there's anything specific that you'd like to hear me speak about or cover, let me know, and we'll see what we can do and put our thoughts together for the next one of these.